without collaboration can lead to stagnation. The two markets are so similar. They are. You've touched on it, Luke. The one thing that I can say is that the growth of the two markets are not the same. The US roofing market, for me, is always going to grow exponentially because of the size of the country, first and foremost. There's also a difference in attitudes, generally speaking, between the two markets. Both markets are very progressive in their own rights, very positive in their own rights. But what I have observed firsthand is that there is a real emphasis on competition in the UK. And that can be a great thing. Competition strives industry forward. But competition without collaboration can lead to stagnation. And I don't see that same level of stagnation in the US market as what I observed firsthand in my time in the roofing sector in the UK. I was very heavily involved at association level because I believed in the progression of the roofing industry. It was important for me to see that the industry that my dad had been a big part of for his entire working career and the industry that I was fundamentally a part of would progress through time. But at the association level, it was often frowned upon to have manufacturers talking when there wasn't another manufacturer in the calendar that year. So you would always seek out someone to come in and present to the association or to the federation or whatever it might be. And you would hope that that person would bring some nuances to the floor. They would talk about something that maybe hadn't been spoken about. What that would mean then is that the manufacturer would turn up and they would speak about their products or potentially some new innovation that they were championing into the industry. But it was always with the edge of making sure that you were speaking to the roofing contractors in the hope that the contractors would use your products. And so you were always fueled by salesmanship. There's nothing wrong with that. That is how companies grow. But that was the emphasis of the UK roofing industry, in my opinion. It was fueled by competition, and competition was put first and foremost. When you go to the US market, it's all about collaboration. They know that competition exists, but it's such a collaborative industry. And those roofing contractors, manufacturers, distributors are all working together quite transparently for the common good. And therefore the industry is progressing differently in the US. It doesn't mean that it's progressing better, but it progresses differently in the US because it's all about collaboration. It seems to me that everybody knows each other. We went out for dinner with people who in the UK would never have sat around the same table because they're competitors. Whereas post the events that happen in the UK, everyone goes off to their own flock. Whereas the US industry were all dining together and they were having a drink at the bar together and they were all going out together and they've all welcomed us together as part of a family. So I think the key differentiator for me is that the industries all have, the two industries have their own strengths, and every industry has its benefits and its drawbacks. But the UK market is very much fueled by competition versus the US market, which is very collaborative.